It's a day earlier for racing to win to start the week for racing in Hong Kong because we're at Sha Tin on Tuesday for the National Day Cup meeting. Welcome to the Racing to Win preview for that card. We've got Paul Lully and Tom Wood joining us in the studio. And Tom, it's just a really good race meeting, isn't it?
Certainly is, Mark. The National Day Cup at handicap conditions down the straight. One of two Group 3 races, of course, we have down the straight. More than half the field are out of the handicap. Invincible Sage carrying top weight there, but it doesn't end there with that being the feature. There's a whole lot of other promising horses on the undercard.
There sure is. And we can spice things up a bit more, Paul, with your jackpot.
Exactly. Well, I said that there was a sort of a monster jackpot coming up on Sunday, and most of it's gone on to Tuesday. So it's a super monster jackpot, 43 million, a real decent amount. So really good incentive. If you haven't had a crack at the Triple Trio before, get involved.
Absolutely quick turnaround too from Saturday on to Tuesday. There's a new name in the program amongst the trainers on Tuesday too. David Eustace has his first Hong Kong runners and he had a chat with Nick Child earlier on Monday morning.
Yeah, look, obviously everyone's team's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's been, 3-4 months of, as you say, hard work and building up to tomorrow and the rest of the season. Of course, it's not all about tomorrow, but yeah, looking forward to having runners.
For you personally, obviously you were in a training partnership with Kieran Marr, very successful indeed. But in your own right now, I know we've spoken to you around at the stables and we've had a look at a few of the horses, but it's a different dynamic this time, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. Yeah, I was actually sort of just thinking it this morning, looking at the cards. So it is the first time it's actually just been my name, but yeah, look, it doesn't feel a whole lot different, to be honest. And yeah, obviously had a great time with Kieran and a great partnership, and he was naturally always a great guide and a great help. Still speak to him regularly, so that was great. But looking forward to what lies ahead.
You've got a couple of runners. You're going to start in the very first race as well. Noble Win will be your first run. You're teaming up with Andrea at Zany. How is he? He's had a couple of trials, this horse, and I mean he is at least a winner in this grade of Class 5. So, be optimistic with him?
Yeah, look, he's obviously a horse who's won in this grade. He's won over this trip at the track. I think. He's a horse where everything has to go right. He's not the greatest from the barriers, needs to get into a rhythm. I think the draw is actually ideal for his style. Hopefully he doesn't get too far back, but he sort of doesn't really look like he enjoys getting cluttered up, whereas he just had a very smooth run throughout when he did win. So hoping for that tempo for him is pretty key. I think they need to go a nice gallop without going too quick. So hopefully, yeah, there's a nice even tempo, and I've naturally been happy with how he's training, otherwise he wouldn't be running. I've been pleased with his trials, particularly his first one actually, and he's trained on well since.
If it's not to be race 1 with Noble Win, you've got a second dart to fire at the board in the shape of Jumbo Fortune. He's probably, arguably, David, the more interesting of the two. He looks pretty well handicapped nowadays, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, he certainly looks that way. I was, pleased with his trial. He has trained really well. He sort of relished Chung Fa, and then the change up to here I think sort of switched him on nicely. He's drawn one. He's had one win in Hong Kong. It was from that barrier and with the same jockey with Carison. So I was keen to get his services, which is great. And he was very buoyed by his trial, and naturally every trainer likes that. He'll go in there confident that the horse is going well.
Okay, they are, Tom, the two runners for the Eustace stable tomorrow as he kicks off his Hong Kong career.
Yeah, and he had an amazing career, not only in Australia, but he's had a great upbringing right through his time involved in racing. Of course, David Eustace, and then what he achieved in Australia with Kieran Marr, those 30 Group 1 wins, not to be sneezed at, Paul. Few have arrived here with a better record than he has.
Yeah, no, definitely. And look, he looks like he's got quite a good team coming around him. He's got 37 horses, I think, already. So getting a few of them. I mean, these new trainers, they get the second-hand horses, but he's brought in some new ones as well that haven't raced. So I think he's got a good mixture there.
And it's not easy to try and turn around, for want of a better word, some of these second-hand horses, because they've all probably got little niggles and quirks, and he's got to find the key to trying to reinvigorate their careers.
And you to give Noble Win and Jumbo Fortune a chance tomorrow?
I'd be more inclined to go with Jumbo Fortune, just with the way he's rated at the moment.
Yeah, he's the better one of the two for sure.
All right, we're going to move on to the meeting details right now for Tuesday at Sha Tin. We're on the turf. Rail C+3 position. Group racing is the 7th, the National Day Cup. We're also previewing race number 8, the Class 2, over the 1400 metres. National Day Cup, start time for this is 4:05. Invincible Sage coming back to 1,000 metres. Stoltz with a great record over this course and distance. WizKid, he's had one trial. Nervous Witness has the cheek pieces off. Beauty Waves has had a race and a trial since his first start second for the campaign. Magic Control, a winner last time in Class 3. And Baby Crystal burnt up down the straight last season, but he's in the deep end here, Paul, taking on some very seasoned crude horses.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of speed in this race, but Nervous Witness is the fastest of a lot of them, I think. Gets out really quickly. WizKid likes to roll down the straight as well. Magic Control showed a bit of speed when he raced down the 1,000 metres last time. We know Stoltz is very speedy as well. Majestic Knights led over 1,200. Call Me Glorious goes forward, but again over the 1,200. Another one, Baby Crystal, likes the 1,000. Invincible Sage gets back, and Beauty Waves has been racing better since he's been getting back as well.
He has, so he's going to be last on the outside fence is Beauty Waves. Tom, looking at the recent winners of this race, and Stoltz is back to try and make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, and believe it or not, for Stoltz, that was actually only for him 2 starts ago when he won this race. He's been off the scene for quite some time between then and then when he raced in junior at Super Wealthy. David Hayes and Zach Purton there, and of course he was able to win in good time that year of 2021, 54.96. So flew down the straight that year and all the way back to Computer Patch too.
Alexi Bedell on the winners list. He was at the mid-graphic when he won it 3 years ago. He'll be partnering Beauty Waves on Tuesday, and Nick had a chat to the Frenchman.
Alexi, the feature race on National Day, of course, is the National Day Cup. You're riding Beauty Waves. You must have been very pleased with his run on seasonal return behind what could be a very good horse.
Yeah, absolutely. He showed that the horse was in good form. He seemed pretty fit to me, and yeah, I'm hoping he can improve a little bit, but that was a good enough effort. And he's a quality horse, so he should run well.
That was 1,200, of course. He's back to 1,000. You mentioned the sort of the fitness. He has had a trial since, a really good trial for you as well.
Yeah, you know, this horse seemed pretty easy. He's improved. He's got a great deal of speed, like being comfortable. Happy Valley 1,000 meters. He's obviously a speed horse, and so let's see how he's going to respond on that race. But he's carrying no weight, so I'm hoping things can be all right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, quite a lot of them actually down on low weights. You mentioned obviously 1,000 meters. Happy Valley, he's performed really well. He hasn't had too much exposure down the straight at Sha Tin, but you think he'll be comfortable enough with that straight track?
I hope so. I think he's pretty easy. I can't see any reason why he shouldn't be all right. There's plenty of speed in the race. I think it's an open race with the lightweight of other horses, and yeah, seems to be very competitive.
You mentioned that speed, Alexi. I mean, that's clearly perhaps something that's going to help this horse no end, because he should get a really nice toe into the race, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Yeah, as I said, the speed in the race should help me to find the right spot, and hopefully we hit the line strong enough.
A very suave-looking Alexi Bedell at Sha Tin on Monday. We can talk more about Beauty Waves now, Tom, because he features in this replay. He's raced this season, of course. Call Me Glorious hasn't. He's also never raced over 1,000.
No, so that's the little question mark. He can miss the start and be a little bit awkward away too, can Call Me Glorious. We've seen that a couple of times in his career, and so this was when he was second, of course, to Beauty Waves here. He's obviously 12 pounds out of the handicap. I thought he moved well enough in his most recent trial behind California Spangle. I'm leaving Beauty Waves out, Paul, because he did fail first up 1,000 metres at Sha Tin down the straight when he brought that Irish 2-year-old form here, so I'm happy to take a set against him this time.
Yeah, I think he's improved quite a lot since then. I'm going to go the opposite. I quite like him in this, because he has won a couple of times over 1,000 at Happy Valley, and that was early in his career. He's had a stable change as well, and he just seems to be going well. And he's with 115 pounds with that fitness edge. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gave this field a good shake.
He's in this replay too, Paul. This is over at Happy Valley. Majestic Knight wins this race. So you're giving any of these outside Beauty Waves a chance in this race?
No, I'm not actually. I haven't got any of these in it. But look, this is what Beauty Waves can do over the straight 1,000, as you see. And finishes off really strongly here in this race. I mean, WizKid, he's a horse that we know is more than capable on his day as well, but I wasn't that taken with his recent trial.
No, I thought his recent trial, WizKid, was pretty ordinary, to be frank, coming into this. He is a Group 3 winner down the straight this calendar year, the Bohemia Sprint Trophy with Harry Bentley aboard, and he's back aboard again, but he got edged out late last time out behind Majestic Night, and for Majestic Night, he's at an awkward rating now where there's not really too many opportunities for him either, so they've got to roll the dice in these sort of races.
And that trial for WizKid was up at Chung Fa. Now, we had 2 trials at Sha Tin. Tom Invincible Sage returns. He's a horse that you've had lots of time for from the moment he stepped out.
Yeah, but I think just with the big weight here, handicap conditions, 135 pounds first up, it's going to be a tough ask. He's had the one trial leading into this. David Hall quoted saying that there's no really point giving him another trial. He's probably not quite spot on just yet, and he enjoys his racing down the straight, so why not have a crack for some prize money here? And I don't think he can win this, Paul. He's definitely got a lot of quality about him. He's a Group 1 winner, but just the 135 pounds I think is the difficult task here.
Yeah, the conditions of the race don't suit him, there's no question about that. The trial was fine. I'm going to put it on a very minor line because he's got class, as Tom said. He's got the good class, but I just don't know if this is the right race. And his biggest targets are coming up later in the season.
There's his report card, Paul, a 4-time winner at Sha Tin.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, we know he's more than capable, and obviously he does like it down the straight 1,000 as well. But as we just mentioned, I think it's just those conditions a little bit against him in this.
Yeah, 3-time course and distance winner. That other win, of course, was at Group 1 level over the 1,200 metres. So if they had Group 1 races down the straight, he'd be a big contender for those.
Down the straight we go again here, Tom. This is Magic Control, who blitzed them last time. He's on the pace here in this race. Matthew Chadwick's been having a good few weeks, and he will partner him again.
And he did it in good time this day too, Magic Control. 55.74. He ran his last 421, 59. He beat Stellar Express and Co here, but pretty much did it the tough way, Paul, off the front end, making all the others chase, and they couldn't grab him late. No,
it was a really nice win from this horse, and did win with a little bit in hand as well. He's up against the big boys here. I'm going to include him, but not in the win line.
So he goes in, Paul. Who else is in for the National Day Cup?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Beauty Wave. So I just think with that light weight and the horse he's had that run under his belt, so he goes on top. Last year's winner Stoltz has to go in. 3 starts, 2 wins and a second from his 3 goes down the straight. Magic Control, and then Invincible Sage just in there on that minor line. So end up with 6-2-8-1.
Decided to settle with Magic Control here. Wouldn't want to take too much of a short price about him if he was to come up a little on the short side off what he did first up, but it was impressive over Stellar Express. It's a big step up here. Of course, he was a group winner in Australia prior to arriving, but with a lightweight, 13 pounds out of the handicap. Magic Control from Call Me Glorious, who is a little unknown at the course and distance, but like the way he's trialled, hopefully he can jump away cleanly. Stoltz, last year's winner, and Invincible Sage there for 4th. 8, 7, 2 and 1.
And that is the preview for Tuesday afternoon's Group 3 feature on National Cup Day. We'll take a break here on Racing to Win, back with plenty more right after this. And welcome back to Racing to Win. We've seen group racing before the break. We're going to have a look at a very good Class 2 shortly, but as we always do out of the break, Paul, we need to reveal your last run reminder.
Yeah, a really good run from this horse on debut at the back end of last season. New Future Folks was his name. You can see he drew wide, so he was way out the back there. They didn't go overly quick at all in this race whatsoever. The first 800 metres was quite slow. You can see there it's 31.31 seconds slower than actual standard. So he was still last on the turn. He stuck to the rail, so he didn't go around the horse, but the way he finished off really strongly here, he just waited for that little gap to open on the inside, and he finished off really well. So a really good debut from this one. With that sort of run under his belt coming into new season, this season you can see him just really finishing off strongly, and he definitely caught the eye on his debut.
He was a huge price that day too.
Yeah, massive price, yeah.
And his trial's been excellent since too.
Yeah, his trial's been really good, yeah.
All right, on to race number 8 now, and post time for the 8th is at 4:40 local time, 1,400 metre Class 2. Co-partner Prance is in grand form. Outgates a course and distance winner. Drombeg Benner returns. He's won a trial to prepare for this. Patch of Theta is back. He's a 4-time winner over the 1,400. Dancing Code minus the blinkers. Sunlight Power, so good winning first up. And Superb Boy, he too has a good record over 1,400 metres. Lyle Hewitson takes the ride on him, Paul. From Big Benner's the pace.
Well, look, he led all the way when he won his seasonal debut last season over this course and distance. So he looks like the one to lead. Co-partner Prance has got really good speed, but with these other leaders in the race, he just might have to take the trail. Superb Boys boxed on last time. Keithy has drawn wide. Outgate's another one that can go forward. Then the other four will get back, I think.
We break it down a bit further now, Tom, and a horse that you're keen on, Sunlight Power. It took a little while to get what the racing caper was all about, but he's just on a charge now.
He certainly is, and this was a big win this day from him. He was never ever on the track. Jerry Chow rode him with plenty of confidence, and then he wound up so strongly in the straight. It was really dominant from him over the concluding stages 16 days ago. So he's up in grade with a lightweight of 118 pounds, and just like the way he really put them away. And I guess the only little concern, Paul, is he's drawn close to the inside this time round. He's drawn when he's won 7, 10, 6 and 9, so a little different for him this time round.
Yeah, look, he was really green last season. He ran around a bit, but since as he's got older, he's just really sort of matured into a really nice racehorse. He's a 4-time winner now from his 15 starts here at Sha Tin. Out of that race, Fortunate Son and Super Love Dragon both ran really well on the weekend. So it's a good form race, and Mighty Steed's coming out of that race is running in this card as well.
He sure is, and Jerry Chow 2 rides for 2 wins on Sunlight Power. Here is Patch of Theta, Paul. This is going back to last season. This result wins Francis the trainer's premiership.
Yeah, he was placed first up in his first run, fresh up last season. Since then, he went on to some really good things. Again, he's a 4-time winner from his 10 starts as well. So he's another one that's, a really progressive horse going forward as well. He's an ISG, and he's going to get his opportunity.
And the horse he briefly had a battle with halfway down the straight, Prestige Always, who eventually runs third, came out and won the last race at Sha Tin on a Saturday. So the form's been franked there, and he was another one to trial up nicely behind California Spangle.
He did. He was under a good hold in that trial. There is his data, 4-time winner at Sha Tin from 10 starts. Next replay up, Tom, we go to this race with co-partner Prance running third on the inside. Had a magnificent season last year, and there was little wrong with his first up run, was there?
No, it was pretty good, I thought. Interesting they're going again so quickly with him. Only a 9-day turnaround from this race on the 22nd of September. And I thought about here, he was completely gone, I thought. This race, of course, won by Harmony and Bless, but just here, he just was going nowhere, Paul, and to his credit, he actually picked up again and managed to run third.
Yeah, I think once he got a bit of clear daylight, I mean, he was sort of tucked away against the rail, which was sort of a new thing for him as well. And he's got a nice draw, barrier 1, but I just think some of those horses might crowd him around, and I think he runs better when he's got a bit of fresh air.
And that is co-partner Prance. What have you made, Paul, of the trials of Dancing Code? Now, he is yet to win course and distance, but has placed 3 times and won first up in the past 2.
Yeah, he has. Blinkers will come off him for his debut run as well. The trials have been good. You see him coming down the outside here and winning this trial nicely enough as well. Keith Young aboard, barrier number 6. Again, the course and distance is just a little bit of a slight concern for me. He did win over shorter when he did start off last season. He was on the cusp. I didn't get him in then.
He's dropped 23 pounds. He looked to move pretty well in that trial. I was also a little bit worried about the course and distance for him as well, Paul, but there is a race course. Certainly if Aaron Kwok's there, the paparazzi will be out in force.
They will indeed. There'll be plenty of people at Sha Tin too, and Aaron might add to the crowd. Has Big Benner done enough, Tom, to make into your top 4?
I sort of briefly entertained him on his first up record and his course and distance record. He was up on the pace in this trial here. He seemed to do it well enough. He just had no early pace in a race back in the end part of April there behind Supreme Lucky. He's had right behind Fetlock surgery. So just happy to see him go around this time, Paul, but if he was left alone at the front end, he can be a hard horse to get past. Yeah,
he definitely can. The body weight put me off a little bit too. He's up 26 pounds, so he's at one of his highest weights. So I just wonder if he'll come on for this one.
And 2 more to have a look at, Paul. This is a Superb Boy who's run second in this race and Keefe 4th. The win by Keefe would be a surprise. What about Superb Boy, though?
Again, Superb Boy boxed on, didn't he? He looked like here he was going to go away and win this race. Choo Chow Spirit came down the outside, and Choo Chow Spirit's had a run since and just ran okay. So there's that little concern. He was clear here. look, I've got him in on a minor line, but not a win line.
Yeah, he's in on a minor line as well. I thought at the 250, 300 we were away laughing and he was going to go on and win that race, but he just didn't find a great deal when challenged over the concluding stages there, so that was my little concern with him. He's got a light weight here, 120 pounds now. Lyle riding for Francis, but thought he looked the winner at about the 300 and was a bit disappointing, I thought, in the end after that.
It was a superb boy. We've seen most of them in this race. Paul was the winner amongst those replays.
Yeah, I think it was. Sunlight Power is the one I'm going to go with. I just think he's quite progressive and he can go forward from Patch of Theatre. Two young horses going through the grades now, and then Superb Boy. And I didn't want to totally leave out Co-Partner Prance, so I'm just a little bit worried about the draw for him. 8, 5, 9 and 1.
Sunlight Power, the top selection here. As long as the first up run hasn't totally gassed him there, but he looked to be doing it very easily over the concluding stages. And maybe just a little slight reservation about an inside draw for him, but that win last time out was very impressive with the ground that he covered. Co-Partner Prance makes it in here. He's coming into the second up. Interesting they go again so soon with him on that 9-day turnaround, but stayed on well. Patch of Theatre is certainly in. The form around him's been franked at the weekend with Prestige always, and Superb Boy makes it in on a minor line, especially dropping £9 here for Lyle Hewitson and Francis Lloyd. 8, 1, 5 and 9.
We have seen 2 races previewed on the show, the Group 3 and that really good race number 8. You can find all of the races previewed on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video for race-by-race analysis. It's best bet time, please, Paul.
You're going to go later in the card here in race number 9. This horse here, number 6, Glory Elite, already had a run this season. Did go out favourite, but he ran into a really well rated and really well backed gorgeous win in this race. He did beat him. He's dropped £7. He's going to strip fitter. He was clear at the 200. He's up against Packing Power. He's going to take a lot of money in the race, but Packing Power coming to Sha Tin for the first time. I thought with this race under his belt, I thought Glory Elite could win. So he made him the best in race number 9. And the value play, we're going to do a horse called Happy Park in race number 4. Now, he's only had the one start, Happy Park, but I do like him. I think he's a good chance. And for the play, we'll save the play for the last as well. And with those horses there, which are Find My Love, Winning Gold and Mighty Steed.
Best bet for me comes up in race number 8, and it is number 8, Sunlight Power for Ricky Ewan to Jerry Chow. Really starting to put it all together and covered a lot of ground last time out, but still won it with plenty in hand. I thought Cheerful World was green down the straight in his first run. He takes on a couple of munches, Top Scorer and Geneva, but he comes into this, I thought, off a good trial here, Cheerful World. He's a son of Poisson. He's up £23, 205 days since his run behind Bowser on debut. Bowser ran okay at the weekend on the Your Weather, and when he was on the outside rail in that first up start, just wanted to lay in continually down the home straight. So we'll see what he can do. Stoltz, Call Me Glorious, Magic Control, the play in the feature.
Going to stick with Special Hedge. With him last time, he was run down by Family Jewel, who looks pretty smart, and Special Hedge gave a great sight for a long way. He goes back to 1,800 metres. That is the distance that he has won over. So race 6, number 11, Gluck Racer, first up, has a terrific record. Keith Young rides and expect him to get back and charge home late. He has trialled well. And the play race 6, Mr. Dapper, Storm Winner and Special Hedge in a QQP. That is just about it for Racing to Win. But before we go, we do need to check the diary to see where is what with a Tuesday meeting, of course, this week. No Wednesday meeting in Happy Valley, so it's back to Sha Tin on Sunday, the 6th of October, and the return to Happy Valley on the 9th of October. So pretty stock standard after Tuesday, Tom, but that Group 3 race highlights the card.
It certainly does. A fascinating affair, really, with all those horses so far out of the handicap, the likes of Magic Control, and he was very good first up, Paul, down the straight, so we can see him going well again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's going to be a really good race. There's sort of form angles coming, or form lines coming from all different angles for that particular race as well. Of course, entries aren't out as we do this for Sunday, but that's our next meeting. We've got an extra day off there in between, haven't we, with racing on Tuesday this week.
We'll see you later in the week. In fact, we'll see you at Sha Tin tomorrow for 10 races. The first gets underway at 1 o'clock. That has been Racing to Win.